Hello friends, how are you? Vladimir here, and this is the weekly video, 22nd of February 2015. Well, last week was tricky, but with the latest events from Greece and the Eurozone, nothing really surprising. And yet there are still several opportunities I believe we can look and maybe enjoy from this week. So let's start. The Aussie versus the Kiwi. I've been talking about this pair not once. You remember during the last weekly forecast and daily videos, we've been talking about the fact it's doing bend to bend and duplicating the wave here, and also we've been facing a bounce from the trend line, which is very good positive sign. Dropping down to lower time frame to find some possible entry. We saw a beautiful divergence on all the indicators. That's of course the really great entry area. And now the way it looks with the break of the trend line and with the break of last highs and creating convergences every drop while we remain above this zone. Let's duplicate it here. Like this, okay, this inner area. While we remain inside this place, we should see the next levels being reached. I would go for 104.70, the next one, and then with big chances we will cross the 105 here, 105, 105.10 area up to the next resistance, which is 105.80. And yes, it's a big zone, but it's full of resistances on the way. So basically I'm looking for this place pretty much to be reached, and all that is relevant while we remain above this inner zone as I just showed. So buy pullbacks is still the right thing to do here from my point of view. We might see some kind of corrections, but I do expect continuation. Now, is that the end of the downtrend? Well, that's a question it's probably too early to reply on. I'm not sure about that. I think after this small pullback we should see continuation, maybe to 102, maybe to parity level before the monthly divergence will create itself, will stop, and then we are going for something much bigger, but it's gonna take time. It's going to take time. What does it mean about the other majors? I think New Zealandian dollar. Well, personally, I wanted to very much on short. I still do, but the fact it's zigzagging here, maybe not liking it too much, because normally such things can suddenly reverse and create one last rally, and that's another possibility right here. I want to remind you we are after 20 candles right to the downside on the weekly chart, without ever retracing to the middle of the Bollinger Band on weekly chart. That all that push some kind of still pressure on the buyers. So for me now, the best thing would be if we manage to, well, first of all, let's start with the short term. A break below this small trend line should bring some kind of continuation, probably to close the gap we still deal with. After that we might get it even a bit lower, and there is a trend line to pay attention to and see how it behaves from there. But as I said, I wouldn't be completely against the possible rally from here, and if it continues to move this way we might get this rally taking place, and that means we are going for a bend to bend move with probably half more. That could bring us back to this trend line. And don't get me wrong here, because I want it to go as high as possible here, simply because so I can short the longer the possible, because for longer run I have no doubts that these rallies will end and we will get much more to the downside taking place after that. And Australian dollar, from my point of view personally, is creating very nice setup after double doji and some interesting bullish candle. I think Aussie dollar is getting ready for a possible rally, and while it will remain here above the 0.7750, I think that we should get the 0.7880 as the next target. then with very big chances we should cross the 0.79 to the upside. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if we will go for a duplication to 0.7940, this duplication of course, okay, and right after that, with big chances, we will start to see more to the downside, but I yet remain bullish for this pair, and I think it has more to offer, and basically I believe it's relevant for all the pairs, also for the Aussie yen, which we can see that after this double move to the downside starts to create some kind of rallies here, and the way I see that, Aussie yen also has more to suggest, but it has, in order to do so, it has to cross above well, this resistance right here, and if it managed to do so and hold above, then I can say we are going to 94.80 or something like that, duplicating these waves. Okay, and of course all that will be relevant while we will hold and run above this trend line. So basically break above this resistance right here, 93.50 approximately, and hold above it should bring us for 94.80, maybe even bit more. How about the dollar yen? Well, I was in opinion we are going to this drop down, but the news from Greece probably, well, contributed on the bullish side when generally for the market, and it turned to be a false break here. What's about to happen with dollar yen right now? Not really clear to me. Let's say I would not be surprised at all if we will rally for the last high, okay, 124 or 125 or so, before something dramatic, and on the same time I will not be surprised if after all we will still break below the daily 20 EMA and continue all the way as expected to 115, 114 levels I've been talking about long time ago. So as for now, personally I prefer to remain bearish, neutral, and maybe better to trade the other yen pairs. One interesting pair in my point of view is the pound versus the Japanese yen. Why? Because the way the daily chart looks like with this bearish trend and bearish hidden divergence, and the fact that 4-hour chart has a divergence as well, makes me think that after all we might see some kind of more drop from this pair. And basically what I would like to see from this pair in order to short is this pair taking down below this zone, and if it managed to break this small inner area, it would, from my point of view, it would be really good sell opportunity, and I will definitely want to be there, aiming at least the daily 20 EMA, and with big chances I would then aim to the trend line, which could bring us back to 180 or so even. How about the majors themselves? Well, for pound dollar I also remain bearish as for now while the last high holds, but pay attention, it all depends on the news we will get today, Sunday, from Greece and Germany. If the agreement will be signed and everything would be completed, the environment on the market might turn to be bullish, and again I then might update and change it during the next daily forecast. But as for now, while the last high remains, I would not be surprised if we go down to 152.90 again, or if we go even to 152.20, 152 zone once again. So personally I remain bearish, at least at this stage of analysis, and again with the news from the Eurozone, which might affect on the entire market environment, I would be then tread carefully. Same with the euro dollar. It's still holding this resistance and trend line, and it's not clear at all. Okay, good news could take us to finally to 116 or 118, and yet it's too early to judge. Dollar Canadian is a mystery. As for now, I would not be surprised if we will go a bit higher from here. we still hold these swing highs going down, right? So basically, it's still under and mainly under bearish pressure. Only if we get below this trend line, I would consider or reconsider to go short. As for now, I would do nothing personally. From my point of view, the best things to stick with today are the majors, basically, then the yen pairs, Oz yen and pound yen possibly. As I said, oil, from my point of view, while remain above this 49 area, should be an up opportunity, but break below that and we back to neutral. And one pair I would definitely want to deal with is actually two pairs, pound kiwi, pound Aussie, because that's amazing investments forming right there. Ideally we sorry we should get one more push again, ideally for this pair, simply to kind of complete the triple attempt of the red candle to continue, and then normally it fails. So from here I expect with one more push to create some kind of bottom at this place, and from here I would definitely go for buy. So if we do have this final drop, start to look for buy opportunities, and the buy opportunities could be trend, buy opportunities could be false breaks. So for example, if it spikes down of this trend line and immediately rises, all of this could be attempt to jump in. And same I would say with pound Aussie, which did reach the levels we wanted and we talked about recently. As you remember, right here, 196, 95 was ideal, of course. And now I still think it has more to suggest to the downside. Personally, I believe we should get it lower. Again, ideally, we need one more. Well, I wanted this wave to be duplicated. So basically, 194 or something like that. The lower we get it, the better we will be. Simply because after that, we should get one more bounce according to the monthly chart. I want to remind you where it all starts. From here, we should get it higher a bit. One more rally. So basically, the Pacific pairs, as you see, once again, provide the best opportunities, very likely for the beginning of the week. And let's see if these setups I'm talking about are relevant. It might change because of the events from the Eurozone. So please stay tuned. Please stay aware of what's going around, and let's not force things to happen the way we dream about, right? Let's follow what the market has to offer us, and we will go right with that. So thank you for watching. Much more to come on a daily forecasts, and stay tuned. That's the most important thing. Be aware of what's going around. Last week of the month we might see some activity. Thanks for watching. Sorry for my cough, still suffering from this one. I'll see you on a daily forecast. Enjoy your weekend and wonderful trading for this week. Yours, Vladimir.